Hey y'all, I'm Austin, a country paramedic behind Sow and Sip, where we blend tea, soil, and soul to grow something meaningful. I apologize, this past weekend I wasn't able to get a video out to you guys. I was sick, but feeling a little bit better now, and we're going to keep it pushing as always, and we're just going to deal with it once it comes up. So today I wanted to dive into kind of a lesson because it's been rainy here. It's still raining now, and it's just kind of too wet to do anything out in the garden. But I still wanted to get some education out today. And today, one of the things I wanted to go over is pH. That's something, it sounds kind of like a chemistry class. It's kind of overwhelming at first when you first look at all the scales and everything. But don't worry, I'm going to break it down very simply so that by the end of this video, you'll know what pH is, why it matters, and how to test and adjust your soil so that your plants will actually thrive. So what is pH? pH stands for potential of hydrogen, and it's graded on a scale of 0 to 14 that tells you how acidic or alkaline something is. And the scale is 0 to 6.9 is acidic, 7 is your midpoint, which is considered neutral, 7.1 to 14 is alkaline or basic. And you can picture this as like a lemon, for instance, would be an extreme acidic thing, and that would be all the way at probably 0 if I were to test it. And then on the opposite side of that scale, you have like baking soda, for instance, which will be pretty much a 14. It's very alkaline. So we want to just make sure that our pH is just right so that our plants can thrive. So why does pH matter, you might ask? Well, pH matters because pH determines whether your plants can actually use the nutrients in the soil, even if your soil's loaded with a bunch of good nutrients and stuff. So if your pH is off, your plants, they're surrounded by all the nutrients. Like, you can think of it as like a town. Like, they have a wall around the town, and they have like a moat around that town, and that moat would be our pH. And if our moat is open and closed, then that kind of determines what can come in and out of our city. So different plants, they require different pH levels. So for instance, your blueberries, they love acidic soil. Your lavender plants, which is a herb, they prefer more alkaline basic soil. So most garden veggies that we grow, such as like cucumbers, tomatoes, stuff like that, they're around 6 to 7, slightly acidic to neutral, and they're kind of at that midpoint range. And knowing your soil's pH is like knowing your soil's language. So this will allow us to actually communicate with our plants so that they can let us know if they're happy or if they're not getting enough food or what all is going on. So the next question you're going to ask yourself and ask me is, how do I test my pH? So you have a couple of different options. You can buy a basic test kit from a garden store. You can use a digital pH meter, which those are pretty accurate, kind of just depending on where you get it from. Or one of the guaranteed ways to make sure you have the most accurate pH is to send it to your local extension office for a full soil report. And usually that's like $3 to $4, depending on how much soil you send in. Well, it's starting to rain kind of hard now. So if your pH is off, it just takes a little time to make sure you get the right touch, to make sure that you can get it just right for your plants. So some tips that you can do so to raise your pH if it's too acidic would be to add garden lime, or dolomite lime is very good. If you want to lower that pH and make it more acidic for like your blueberry plants, for instance, you can add sulfur, pine needles, or peat moss, and those will be really good at making your soil acidic. And the big thing is that I want to encourage you is don't rush it. Don't try to drastically change your pH overnight, because it's kind of a slow thing with all our gardening things. It's a process that takes time. So you want to just test your soil, check it out, see what it is, and then you can add a little bit, let it sit for a while, let it soak into the soil, and then go back. You can test it again, and you can just see how your adjustments have taken to your soil. So we're going to do a recap right quick. So pH tells you if your soil is acidic, neutral, or alkaline. and it matters a lot because of that absorption for your plant health. And the way you figure out your pH is to test it. So I want to encourage everybody to go out in your garden to get a soil test and just try your pH, see what it is. Even if this is your first time gardening, this is a very fun activity to do, and it's very cool just to know if your soil is acidic or if it's alkaline, so you can know what grows perfectly in that soil, and you can know if you're wasting money by buying like a blueberry plant and throwing it in an alkaline soil. So if you do decide to do that, I want you to tag me at the Country Paramedic so that I can cheer you on as you grow your plant knowledge and grow your garden knowledge. And as always, thank you guys for checking in. Thank everybody that checked in on me, and make sure you like and share so we can get some more support on this channel. And we'll be back soon with some more Sow and Sip knowledge. The book's pretty much complete. As I was in the hospital, I was in there writing. The doctors was actually laughing at me one night. He came in, he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was in there working on my book. So we're pretty much done with the book. I got to get it to the editor now, and then from there we get it published, and then we're going live with the book. So thank everybody for checking in. We'll see you guys on the next one, and I hope everybody stays dry if it's raining, and we'll see you on the next one.